Red.
Jack, can you tell me what you think of the script, please? Did you read it over like I asked you to? Hey, you didn't read it? Thanks. Thanks for the help.
Red, L-O-Y, and orange. Get this, an article posted to Psychology Today suggests that women might be better at distinguishing different shades of colors than men. The same article suggests that men might have a super optical ability of their own. Men seem to be able to notice finer details and quick movements more often than women. The author of the article, Jordan Lewis, suggests that maybe men and women see differently due to our hunter-gatherer ancestors. Typically, the men would be doing the hunting, so if they had more precise eyes, they might have that much better of a chance to secure the next dinner. On the flip side, women develop to be able to see a wider range of colors because they spend more time foraging and viewing things at a closer distance. Researchers at Newcastle University estimate that the average person can see about 1 million different colors, but they also said that around 2% of women can see 100 million different colors. That's a lot of colors. You can also find a lot of colors in the iris of the human eye. The least common eye color, however, isn't just one color. It's called heterochromia, and less than 1% of the world's population has the condition. In certain cases, someone with this condition can have two colors in the iris, but complete heterochromia is when both of your eyes have different colors. Jack has a visual field about 20 degrees larger than humans, around 200 degrees. But how are his eyes? Humans with a good pair of built-in goggles have a visual acuity of 20/20, but Jack's visual acuity is more like 2100 or 2200. That means that if Jack is standing 20 feet away from something, I could be standing 100 feet away from it, and we could make out about the same amount of detail. But Jack is nearsighted for a pretty good reason. When it comes to hunting prey, it's a lot easier to catch something that you can actually see darting around in front of you. Plus, cats have more nerve cells in the visual part of their brains than humans do. A trait that Jack has that I am personally envious of is his ability to see in dimly lit conditions. He can see the room just as brightly as me with only 1/6 the light required to do so. This is possible because of the many, many rods in a cat's retina that makes their eyes much more sensitive to low lighting. But cats aren't as smart as humans. Cats only have about 300 million neurons in their brains, which is almost twice as many as canines, but it still isn't anywhere near what humans have got up here. Humans have a bit less than 100 billion neurons in the brain, but the African elephant has over twice that amount. And the species with the most neurons in the cerebral cortex is the long-fin pilot whale, which has over 35 billion neurons in its cerebral cortex. The best way to enjoy a starry night is with as little light pollution as possible. And during the best conditions, on average, the human eye can see about 2,500 stars in the sky. That's a little depressing, though, considering there are around 100 billion stars in our Milky Way. But are there any cat constellations? ConstellationGuide.com lists a few interstellar felines here. Leo, Leo Minor, and the lynx. Cats really like birds, and these constellational kitties are going to need some entertainment. Luckily, there's a bunch of birds out in space, including the phoenix, Cygnus, and Tucana. It's almost like the night sky is an ecosystem in itself. In fact, a little less than half of all constellations are named after animals. My favorite constellation also happens to be named after an animal. Discovered in the 2nd century, Scorpius contains a few deep sky objects, the coolest named one being the Cat's Paw Nebula. Also, in Hawaii, Scorpius is known as Maui's fishhook. I don't think I can pronounce the name of it, but here you go. Constellations are made up of stars. Moving stars. Just like ours, the sun is in motion around the center of the Milky Way at around 500,000 miles per hour. The sun contains almost all of the mass in our solar system, about 99.86% of it. The sun weighs about 4 nonillion, 4 octillion pounds. This is W2246-0526, but you and I are going to call it Sweetums. It is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. This galaxy has a few extremely close neighbors, and the cosmic dust of the surrounding galaxies is being pulled into Sweetums, feeding it mass. Sweetums is the most luminous galaxy that we know of. It's amazing. Although not as bright, they certainly did glow. South Korean scientists in the early 2000s developed modified kittens that glowed in the dark, and Genetic Savings and Clone were selling them for $45,000. That sounds like quite the wad of cash, but there is a rare breed of cat called the Ashera, which can cost you up to $100,000. Multiply that price tag times 160, and you get the most expensive animal ever sold, a green monkey. A horse named Green Monkey. Know that the most powerful tool for learning is interest. Let me know what you are interested in. Maybe I'll make a video about it.
Jack, I'm trying to film. Can you not? Thanks. There he goes.
He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland.